I'd like to talk to you about the RE lesson. The WALT is, why is the Bible important to Christians? Now, the first thing that I'd like you to do is think of a book that is important to you. Whilst you're thinking about that, I want you to think about, why is it important to you? Who is your favourite character and why? How does the story show how you should act? Who wrote it, and have they written other books you like? So you might want to just pause the video and have a think about those questions. Right, now what I'd like you to do is think about, what is the Bible? What do you know already about the Bible? Okay, so we know it's a book. That's one thing that we do know. I wonder if you know any other things about the Bible. So again, you might want to pause the video and have a think. So I'm showing you this screen. This is a screen that shows lots of important words about the Bible. It contains some of the names of the characters within it, or important people within it, some of the important books that are in it, some Bible facts. Okay, so I'll just read them to you. So we've got Jesus turned water into wine, Genesis, written in Greek, Aramaic, and Hebrew, Matthew, David and Goliath, Joel, Jesus, Deuteronomy, written over 1,500 years, John, there are over 40 authors, Psalms, the Good Samaritan, Mark, translated into more languages than other books, Noah's Ark, and Luke. You can see now I've clicked onto the next slide, it's highlighted them in different colours, so you can see all the green ones are the Gospels, okay, books in the New Testament. All the red ones are books found in the Old Testament. The yellows are the Bible facts. The blue are stories found in the Bible, and then the white is other. Okay, well, Jesus is an important person within the Bible, isn't he? Important to Christians. So on this slide, we've got a picture of Jesus and we've got Noah's Ark. Now, when I click, it's going to show us characters, which is Jesus. One of the stories is Noah's Ark, but it's also going to talk about maybe why the Bible is important to Christians. So one thing the Bible does is it says about how Jesus told us how to be good Christians. It told Christians how to act as role models for others, and it helps shape Christianity today. And then within some of the stories, it shows people how to act, Christians how to act. There might be some hidden messages within it, and it tells stories of important people to Christians. And then within it, they've got their commandments, which are their rules. So it tells people how to act. It gives them definite rules for and how to follow them. And they were passed to God from Moses, and we've actually talked about Moses before when we were learning about the Torah, which is interesting. The word of God, God speaking the words of the Bible. So it tells the Christians of how to reach heaven. And it's the way of God interacting with Christians. And it makes the text holy. So there's also a number of reasons why the Bible is important to Christians. Okay, this says what is most important. So there's some things here you might want to discuss with an adult. You might want to pause the screen in a second and discuss which ones you think are most important to Christians. You might think they're all important, but which ones are the most important? So it contains answers to big questions for Christians. It contains beautiful stories. It helps you to meet God. It's good to give away. People have a Bible for comfort. It gives guidance and strength. It's a book. Its words contain a message from God. It has the story of God's love to all. So some of them you might think are really important and you might use in your learning activity. Some of them you might not think of being important at all, but it might be something you want to do with a grown up and just put them in order of the most important to the least important, or maybe not even important at all. Okay, so you might want to pause the video to do that activity. Okay, so here's the learning activity. What I'd like you to do is write sentences to explain why the Bible is important to Christians. If you would like a fly high challenge, seeing as we did the Torah in the first 2 terms, I would like you to compare how Christians think the Bible is important to how Jewish people think the Torah is important to them. Okay, so when we looked at the Torah, we talked about how the Jewish people weren't allowed to even touch the Torah, and they used the Yad, and it was written by hand, and if they made a mistake, they would start all over again. So we want to write similarities and differences, maybe, and like things that you think are the same, and how people think the Bible is important to how people think the Torah is important, and maybe some differences. Okay, and if you complete those activities, there is a plenary if you just want to discuss the Fly High challenge instead of recording it. Okay, thank you.